Hey guys, Christian here, and today I'm talking all things Yoel Romero. And while I've seen some good analysis out there in the last couple of days on his game, I don't think people have given him enough justice as to just how high his fight IQ is, as well as his mastery of energy systems. First, let me just cue Joe Rogan here, and let me tell you why I think he's partially wrong.
Isn't that fascinating, those fast twitch muscle fiber fighters, those ones who explode, the really dynamic ones? There's a fucking give and a take to everything.
Sure.
And those ones, they just don't survive into the third, fourth, and fifth round with the same pep.
So
guys like Yoel Romero, and I'm going to put the welterweight champion Tyron Woodley in the same category here, are fighters who are genetically blessed with more fast twitch muscle fibers than slow twitch muscle fibers. Fighters like, say, Cain Velasquez at heavyweight have a very high cardiovascular output, and the reason behind that is because they're not carrying all that muscle with them. But what's special about Tyron Woodley and Yoel Romero, obviously, is how they choose when to use that small window of explosiveness that they have available. So the literature that I've come across in my studies suggests that explosive fighters have like a 3-minute window of like all outness, so to speak, where they are particularly dangerous and powerful. But when that 3-minute window passes, just like the rest of us, they rely on oxygen and then eventually fat. So now I just want to show you a small clip from Tyron Woodley being interviewed by Aubrey Marcus, and I want you to notice how he smiles when he's being asked a question on how he uses his energy, and that's because he does not sort of want to reveal the secret behind what makes his game special.
And that's been something that, you know, you've taken some criticism for in the last fight with Wonderboy, was just waiting too much. Because it seemed like when you did go, you know, everybody saw, oh, when he goes, he's dominant. You know, so what was that? I mean, you've probably talked that thing to death, you know.
No, I actually really haven't, to be honest. You know, my college coach told me one time, Tyron, every time you shoot, you take the guy down. You need to shoot more. You know, every time, you know, it's 90% chance if you actually go for a shot, you take the guy down. I said, I know, because I'm setting it up. I know when my shots are there. I know when I have it. And I don't want to waste energy, and I don't want to waste attempts and expose my body and put myself at risk. When I know I got a shot and I go for it, I commit to it. You can see I'm confident in it, and the ass is going down. And Wonderboy, I can see he was waiting on me to come in.
Okay, so before I get more specific with clips and so forth, let me just show you a small paragraph that I wrote for one of my master's essays, and some of the research that I found. Okay, so Gaston has demonstrated that an athlete will rely on their aerobic capacities after approximately 3 minutes of an athletic endeavor. However, in MMA, a round will entail of moments that require both slow and fast glycolysis and oxidative metabolism. In fact, the study has shown that 77% of the outcomes of bouts was determined during the moments of the highest intensity sequences, which last on average 11 seconds. I want to take the opportunity to show you some of Yoel Romero's performances, particularly the Derek Brunson fight and the Jacare fight. So in the Derek Brunson fight, he hits a really clean head kick. And what he does after that is, even though he's sort of initially staggered by it, there's a sort of 1 minute window of opportunity for Derek Brunson to capitalize on that moment and hurt him further. But he doesn't. And why doesn't he? Part of the reason is because Yoel Romero is so big and intimidating, and the fact that he doesn't show you how bad you've actually hurt him, and this is just my personal opinion, he will just sort of take the next minute off but he'll do it in such a way that he'll move in and out. He'll threaten you with counter shots, but not really commit to them, just so that he can regain his bearings until he's ready to go again. And the irony of it is, because he knows this information, when he hurts you, he absolutely goes on the offensive. And that's another underrated aspect of his game, is his sort of killer instinct. Like, when he has you hurt, he will do everything in his power to just jump on you. And we saw that particularly in the Jacare fight, where in the first round he completely just 10-8'd Jacare, throwing some big powerful shots from the top position, but Jacare managed to get out of it. And if I show you the stats right here from Fight Metric, it'll further prove my point, where in the second round he only threw a minimal amount of strikes, because that explosive outburst that he had in that first round required him to sort of get oxygen back in his muscles. So that second round was really inactive from both fighters, one from Jacare being completely concussed by that point and trying to sort of again regain his bearings, and Yoel Romero trying to recover from the barrage. Here is another sequence from the Derek Brunson fight, where in the second round he was completely mounted, and he just took that opportunity to get his breath back. And it's fascinating because when fighters are mounted, that's a very stressful sort of situation. But Yoel Romero just keeps his calm, keeps his cool, just chills there in the mounted position, and his mouth is wide open. He's breathing. That's what he's not panicking, and that's another fascinating part of his game. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. Do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. I do apologize for not going into more in depth. I promise to do that in the future. Until then, thank you for watching.